Coming up on this edition of Speed Chronicles, the long weekend of racing is straight ahead.
SIG Media presents Speed Chronicles with Todd Lewis, powered by Rev TV.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out this edition of Speed Chronicles. We do it every week. It comes out on Wednesdays. You'll find it on your favorite podcast platform. You will find it on the Rev TV YouTube channel. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Yes, leave a positive review and share it around on the social channels as well. As mentioned, long weekend is coming up. It's the long weekend in Canada, Victoria Day weekend, May 2-4 if you prefer. The long weekend in the United States is the week after the Memorial Day weekend. That's when we'll get into the Indianapolis 500, talk a little bit about that and a few other things. But the long weekend in Canada is the kickoff of the summer season. Everybody's eager to get out and enjoy the first of the summer weather, and hopefully it really arrives because it's been a struggle this spring. The APC series got underway this past weekend, actually, at Delaware Speedway, so went down to check that out. The schedule did, of course, get mucked up a little bit because of the weather that they had. Some rain came through, canceled qualifying, caught up. Not bad show, pretty good day. One thing that I noticed and I wanted to mention, I've been to a ton of races over the years, and something I've never seen to my recall before at short tracks is everybody's familiar with having a big giant sponsor logo on the hood of the car. We've all seen it. You look at the car straight on and you see the giant sponsor logo. Well, at this APC event, one of the cars that I'm looking at, it has the big giant sponsor logo rotated 90 degrees to the right, so that if you are sitting looking at the oval track from the grandstand, the logo is easier to read and straight up. Never seen it before. Really didn't occur to me. I thought, what a smart idea. Kind of a cool thing to do, especially at short tracks. And just that's where you're going to see the logo most frequently going by. So pretty cool idea. IndyCar, I mentioned that the 500 is coming up next week. Of course, we have qualifying this week. We just finished up the road course event last week before we shift into high gear for the Indy 500. But before we do, what the hell was IndyCar thinking not throwing a caution flag with Alexander Rossi stopped on the front straightaway with cars flying by him at 170 or 180 miles per hour? I don't care if you're messing up somebody's pit strategy or you're worrying about that. The safety of your drivers is the most important thing. It's a terrible decision to wait on a yellow and only have a local yellow flying there. There is no excuse for that. So after saying that they will investigate at the end of the race, Tuesday morning, they issued a very lengthy release that reviewed the incident in a step-by-step process and how they went through and decided how and when to display first the local yellow and then the full course caution. I will summarize the 518-word piece in this way. We screwed up. That's it. They did it wrong. They made a mess. And without saying that, they've said, well, we won't use this procedure going forward. Didn't want to mess up the pit sequence that was sort of underway. You know what? That's the gamble. If you're going to stay out longer, then you do risk a caution coming out. Don't wait and hold it. Your officiating is penalizing those that are trying to do something different in an alternate strategy in hopes that a caution would come out. You're messing up with the strategy that way. It's a mistake. They have said that safety of the drivers is primary. That will be the focus and the decision-making process going forward when issuing a full course caution. It's incomprehensible that this wasn't the case. All this side stuff took away from a pretty good race, actually. A hell of a pass from Christian Lundgaard to take the top spot from David Malukas on lap 68. Great side-by-side racing. Good outside pass there. Bold move by Christian Lundgaard. Super aggressive. Fun to see. That's what we want with the IndyCar Series. So let's have more of that, please. So as I said, now it's Indy 500. Qualifying coming up this weekend. So 33 cars are entered. Everybody that's entered is getting in. Now the series again decided, well, we'll update the qualifying procedure, or more accurately, we're going to change the qualifying procedure. The actual press release is a page of convoluted logic and explanation for what is now a ridiculously complicated process. I get that you don't have the drama of bumping with somebody maybe knocking someone else out of the race. 33 cars, 33 starting spots. I get that. So what they're trying to do is create drama or manufacture drama, if you will. It does force teams to make more attempts at qualifying and succeed by running more laps at the track. 33 cars, yes. Now you've got 15 cars vying for the top 12 spots, so the cars will be eliminated, and then we'll get down to 6. It's a mess. Nobody knows what everybody else is doing. Yes, you've got 33 cars. I know you don't have bumping, which is bothering some people. Get used to it. This is going to be the way of the future. The faster you go, the further up the field you start. Isn't that how qualifying is supposed to work? Faster you go, closer to the front you start. It's really not more complicated than that. And that's where your drama is. You wait for the next car to see if they can go faster. I think there's a lot of people that are really just overthinking stuff. Qualifying is about going as fast as you can to get as good a starting spot as you can. Really doesn't need to be much more complicated or involved than that. NASCAR was at Watkins Glen. We talked about that last week. Remember? Think it was a coincidence that NASCAR announced that the Watkins Glen event will be moving to September in 2027? They announced this before anyone had even turned a lap on the racetrack because the weather was stinky, as everyone predicted that it would be. They were in damage control mode. Ticket renewals were down. Those grandstands didn't look very full to me. The weather was wet and cold early on. It got better on Sunday, thankfully. This was obviously a poor decision that was made and needed to be corrected, and realize that we've made a terrible mistake. Mea culpa. That's it. Okay, we get it. The story that they pushed out from a friendly member of the media that says, well, making the schedule was challenging. There were a lot of other considerations. We didn't have a lot of choices about what we could put where. Yes, you did. You always have a choice. This was never going to work well. You should have seen that. You made a mistake. Thankfully, it's a one and done. It's been corrected. It has moved to a much better time of the year. For road courses going forward, I think we should probably just give the trophy to Shane Van Gisbergen until someone else shows that they can compete with him, because he is absolutely stroking the field. My gosh, it was like he was driving with one hand on the wheel. Even with a huge deficit to make up later on in the race, didn't seem to be any problem for him. There's something to see. One other item that I want to get into a little bit, because I have been asked about it, and the NASCAR Canada Series season is starting up. So a little bit of a personal update. I was not asked or invited to be part of the NASCAR Canada television shows this year. It was not my decision to leave. There are some new people that are put in decision-making roles, and they have changed regarding the production this year and how the shows are put together, how they're going to be distributed, and the like, and they have made a choice to go in another direction. I wish them well, and I wish the series nothing but success. I have stated previously, and I maintain this belief, that this series is special. I got to be a part of it for an awfully long time. It is undervalued. It has enormous potential, and I hope one day that it is realized. I will still be at many of the races. I will be doing some other work and some other projects. I'm covering some other series, be finding some cool stories and things to talk about for this Speed Chronicles podcast, and I look forward to catching up with a lot of great friends that I've made over the years, being part of that circus. I'm also looking forward to working on some other things as well. I have some other plans that are starting to line up for the rest of the summer as well. First event of the year for NASCAR Canada at CTMP always gets everyone excited. They have a big entry list, which is great. It's the long weekend. Everybody wants to put winter behind you. Everybody wants to think about summer now and getting the season underway. And hopefully that's the start of a good season. And the best part is getting to see and interact with a lot of people that you haven't seen for a little while. So be interesting. There are some good stories that I'll be following. A significant number of cars this weekend, better than 30 cars. Marc-Antoine Cameron going for 3 championships in a row. He's won 3 in a row at CTMP. He's used the bumper a few times. We'll see if that comes into play again, because there's some new people in charge of the series in terms of officiating, and they've said that some of the things that have been tolerated in the past won't necessarily be tolerated going forward. let's see what happens when everybody gets out on track. So it's nice that they have a big field to kick off. I still think that there will be some struggles through the season. Riverside, Edmonton, those are going to be a challenge. Probably some more others that may be a bit of a challenge as well. But looking forward to kicking off the season. Hopefully a great weather weekend. Enjoy a great weekend of racing, whatever you're watching or participating in. Have a great weekend, and we'll do it again next Wednesday.